They say find the birds and you'll find the fish, right?
10 feet, so let it drop for a sec. Should be good. Get all these birds. You know the shad's here when you see them, and you know the stripers are here when you know the shad.
Holy sir!
Did you get some? Oh my goodness!
They're right here loaded.
Look at that big one. That one's beautiful.
He's gonna make a perfect live bait.
Oh.
We're finding the bait. I'm gonna get on him. All right, so we're gonna do a catch and cook on some of these little shad that we caught actually. But we got plenty of shad, more than we're probably gonna end up using for bait. So I'm gonna go ahead right now, take some of those lively ones, throw them in the ice chest. We're gonna do a catch and cook on some of those little guys.
Look what we brought. Crazy Jew. I don't think you've caught fish in like, what, 6 months or so?
I don't know, it's been a while.
All right, let's do it.
It's been a while.
There's a few shad. There's a lot of shad in there. Some of them already dead, but there's plenty of live ones in there. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I cooked a big shad out of the same area that I've netted before, probably like a 3-pound gizzard shad, and that did not turn out that good at all. So I've got something in mind, and they're almost gonna turn out like little chips. So you ready for some shad chips?
Yeah, it's probably just gonna taste like a fishtail.
Yeah.
It's like a chip.
Yep, it'll be all just
see.
crunchy. There's one little guy we're gonna go ahead and clean up. We're gonna try it on a lot of them just to see. 8. Oops. That's one you're gonna eat. 8, 14, and last one, 15. I think that's plenty. So there's all of our shad. And I can already see you, Drew, you looking excited about this one. You excited?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. There's the ice. Here's our shad. All right, that's all it takes. We heard the bite's been really good out here, so we're gonna go ahead and try our luck. There's a super lively one in here somewhere. All right, so the way we're setting up these shad, what we're doing is you get your hook, and you can either hook them behind the fin. I like doing it right here in front of the nose, just right there through the nose, just like that. No weight, no nothing, just the hook. And then we're just getting these guys, getting them a ton of slack. And I always say, my saying is always, I'm gonna let the shad find the fish for me. So after I cast them out there, I just go ahead and let out a ton of slack. I like, when I'm freelining, I like to let out a lot of slack personally. And then we'll just put the trolling motor really low, put them forward so that they stay backwards. Or sometimes if there's a lot of fish around you, you could even just stay in the exact same spot and let those fish swim around freely and find the fish for you. So that's all it takes. You do that with some shad. If there's a lot of fish in the area, you're gonna catch a lot of fish. And it's neat because with these light gear, when you catch one, your pole will just, you look over and it's bent halfway over, just screaming, dragging stuff. Look at this.
Right up there is Lake Las Vegas, and it has an overflow, and water usually comes this way, and all those shad usually go up that little stream or river, whatever you want to call it, during this time of year. So now that it's dried up, all the shad are stuck right here, and the birds are just feasting on them. It's crazy. I'm throwing a big swim bait. There has to be a big stripe around here somewhere. Got the new rod and reel. Got the Lexa 400 HD. Cast it pretty good. See if there's a 10-pounder back here.
Got him. We already got one. Juju, you want it? No? It feels like a good one.
Yeah, it felt real good. Ran with that.
Feels like a bigger one. A healthy guy.
Easy.
Well, not big, but healthy.
Here.
This one had split shots on it. Let that shad sink a little deeper in that one, huh? You need to throw some split shots on that. Yee! It's cold out here, but there's the first one of the year for me. My first fish of the year. So we just keep a few of you. He's a 275. Alright, it was freezing there for a while, but it's starting to warm up a little bit now that that sun came out. Look at this. Absolute madness. I don't think we've ever seen this many birds in one spot. 11. cranes. That's insane. Usually when there's a lot of shad in the cove, you got them? See, you got them. Sewn up. Oh, that's the second time today, man.
Wow. I shouldn't have drank so much last night. When they bite it and I start reeling faster, it feels like right there. See that? How that happens?
They need to come out and film a National Geographic episode out here with all these birds.
We're in the Amazon River. They sit and wait for shad. And crocodiles approach slowly and wait for juju. Oh man, that's stuck.
Yeah, you're casting like shallow. But when we first moved here, I don't remember there ever really being pelicans, and then all of a sudden a big group of them moved in here. I think this is the same group that just lives here at Lake Mead now. The freshwater pelicans.
Okay.
Got him.
You actually got one now?
Got him.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a big crankbait too, so that better be a monster.
He's nice. Oh, one hook.
One hook? Is he a big one?
Yeah. Nah, not really.
He big appetite. That's a big Lake Mead one. Holy.
Wow.
That's a nice one. Awesome.
Live action out here, Lake Mead. Yeah, that is a pretty big one for me.
That is a big one.
I don't want to
Probably
hook.
3.5 pounder.
I don't want to get a hook in my bigger hand.
It's a pretty big one for Lake Mead.
It's not bad.
Heck yeah.
Good enough for an Instagram story.
Yes, sir. It's a nice one. Lake Mead, they used to not get even close to that big, but they're starting to get a little bit healthier out here. Can't wait for one of these to just start like screaming drag here in a second. I'm surprised one hasn't yet, to be honest.
Alright, we bled our 2 fish out. Now they go on ice.
Those are some nice ones for Mead, to be honest. Those are like, haven't caught some that look like that in a while.
So about 3-4 years ago, Mead had a problem. Mead kept getting these really tiny stripers. I mean, they were super tiny. There was millions of them about that size, and they were paper thin, super skinny, because they were competing for all the shad. So NDOT upped the limit of how many you can keep. It's pretty much unlimited, and people just started slaying them, keeping them, and a lot of the numbers went down now, and it allows them to get bigger, fatter fish.
What the?
This, and then
There hasn't been a trout seen in this lake in... No.
I'm trolling a trout. There's a 20 pounder that hasn't seen a trout in about 10 years.
He's gonna get too excited about it, and
He's probably gonna rip this brand new pole off of this boat into the water after he bites it, because he's gonna be so damn happy. And if that happens, I'm gonna be really happy too.
we gotta troll those out by Hemingway.
Yeah, so here we go. We're gonna see if there's a big boss in here today. Tired of messing around with these 2 pounders. We're gonna let this thing swim back 100 yards, and we're gonna troll while we do our podcast. First time a podcast has been done on the back of a boat trolling. It'll be cool, as long as it doesn't get real windy.
We're gonna have to film a podcast on a coyote stand one day. Looked like you had one. Is he teeth marks or no?
I think so, yeah.
Is he?
Like teeth marks. Oh yeah, look, he scraped and jumped.
Oh yeah. I bet you that was a little bass.
Dang, I didn't think I had some. I thought I was dragging because he didn't like bite it hard.
I bet you it was a little bass. Dad marked a little bass down there on the graph.
That's what it was.
We saw a little bass in all those boulders, and he just barely grabbed the tail. Juju's starting to slam. There's another bite. It's your 4th fish of the day, and we better land this one. It's a bass. They were bass down there. They were bass in those rocks. We're over a bunch of boulders here. Nice Juju.
Finally something.
That's probably why you felt some nibbling. It's a nice little smaller.
And I get to keep my bait.
Yeah.
He's hooked good? No, he's barely hooked. I got it out.
Oh, okay. Hold them out farther. All right. Okay, Jew. Nice smallie.
First fish is 2022.
Got him. Got him cold on that one.
Time to cook up some shad. So we ended up keeping 15 of them. That's just enough to where I don't have to eat a ton of them if they're not that good. And also just enough to where we can get a good little taste test of these guys. So in the past, I have cooked shad before. I cooked like a really big one we caught in the cast net. To be honest, he didn't turn out very good. We let him marinate and everything. We fried him. We really tried to make him taste good. So I've been wanting to retry this for a while with those little tiny shad and see if they'll turn out any better. So if this one doesn't work, we're just gonna give up on the shad. They're not good eating. I know a lot of people on the East Coast, they have different species of shad that are actually eaten commonly. But here we got the threadfin shad and the gizzard shad. Last time we tried a really big gizzard shad, and right now we got a bunch of little threadfin shads, which are literally like never eaten. We're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. And you know, it's just experimentation from here. We're just gonna really see, and who knows where this goes. So there's all the shad right there. I got them laid out. I'm just gonna clean them up really quick, get them ready to be cooked. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm getting them open like this. I'm pinching their gills and pulling. Just pulling, and you can see all those guts come out too. A lot of the belly rips off, which is no problem, because I gotta kind of get in there and clean all that out. Completely cleaned, ready to go. Then the other ones, all I'm doing is I just pinch the head off, and then the guts kind of come out with it. Just now, gotta rinse them and clean them up, ready to fry. I'm gonna give them a quick rinse. So to be honest, I don't know what direction to take these fish, like at all, to make them taste somewhat good. So I'm just gonna keep it super simple and like really simple with this frying. And I think I'm just gonna use garlic salt, black pepper, and flour. Deep fry them, and maybe throw some like lemon pepper on them or something. We'll see. They're gonna turn out crispy like a chip. Hopefully it turns out just amazing. Fishiness, hopefully. Plus in that flour, that seasonings. Here we go. Usually I like to do them oil's getting hot. And then a good little stir. Well, the only problem I realized so far is I'm out of lemon. I don't have any lemon pepper, so we're gonna have to make do. I'm not too worried about overcooking these little guys just because I want to make sure they cook all the way through. Especially when I'm gonna be eating the heads and stuff. I don't want to take a bite to one of their heads and have it be like raw inside and stuff. That just doesn't sound good. So we're gonna let them cook for a little bit. Probably gonna pull one out just to see. If they aren't as crunchy as I thought they were, I'm gonna go ahead and fry them. Alright, here's for the moment of truth. To be fair, I think I burned them. Pretty positive, yeah, I burned these little guys. So, I wanted them to be crunchy, and I'm pretty dang sure they're gonna be crunchy now. Here goes the moment of truth. Here goes nothing. Cheers to you guys for watching, and wish me luck with this one, because I honestly have no idea what to expect. They're obviously burnt. Ugh. Gotta shake that one off a little bit. It was it's burnt. I burnt it a lot. You could tell. That's all I can really taste is that burntness. I might try to cook a few real quick to where they're not as burnt in as this one, and I'll be able to tell you guys a real test, because that just tastes like burnt nothing, like it was just straight burnt. Whatever side you want to bite. I'm gonna bite the tail side first. Golden brown. Cheers.
Oh.
Nah, I'm nervous. I put a lot of salt on them, make sure they're salty. Did you like it?
Just tastes like fish, but it's the fact that it's a shad.
Yeah, it does. It tastes perfectly fine, but the fact it's a shad is kind of nerve-wracking. I'm gonna go for another one.
Like that.
If I'm gonna be completely honest right now, it's not that bad. I didn't burn it through this time. When I burnt it, it tastes straight burnt, but it's not that bad. If I was gonna get scissors, I'd cut the rib cage out next time, because that's a little bony feel in the mouth. But it's not bad if you pulled the meat off, huh?
The meat just tastes like meat.
It tastes like fish.
The texture's real different though for fish. It feels a little rougher.
Rougher?
Like the skin.
Well, the
like
skin's rough.
when I first bit it, I kind of had to tear a little bit.
The skin's a little rough, but the meat inside's a little mushy feeling, I feel like. But to be all, if I'm gonna be 100% honest,
Mushy.
I'm actually pretty surprised. I don't know about you. Did you eat the meat and the taste of it? What did it taste like?
The meat is pretty soft, but it just tastes like meat.
Yeah, but is it like good or no?
I mean, it doesn't taste like good fish, but it's eatable if you're in a survival situation.
The meat is 100% powder. I mean, that was actually not bad at all. I thought it was gonna be horrible.
It wasn't too bad. I was all worried.
Do you want me to fry you up another one?
Well, I don't want another one.
You don't want another one?
No, I don't want it.
Well, that's the answer right there. I mean, they're good, but they're not something that I would completely do. I would toy around with it a little bit, but out of all honesty, that was actually surprising. It was not horrible at all.
It wasn't that bad.
The fish, the meat actually had a halfway decent taste, way better than that big shad. You remember the big shad?
Oh yeah, the big shad was disgusting. This one actually, the taste wasn't too bad because it's only so little fish that, you know, the seasoning makes up for it quite a bit.
So I put a good amount of salt on them, and that saltiness mixed with that little crunchiness in that fish. I mean, it was not bad at all. For a shad, I got to give that a thumbs up. But I don't know if you're gonna try it, I don't know if I'd recommend completely trying it unless you're gonna deep fry it like this and just experiment with it. I don't know what to expect, but it's not something that I would do on a regular basis. But out of all honesty, it wasn't like terrible at all. So yeah, there you have it, little shad, catch and cook. These were little threadfin shads out of Lake Mead, Nevada, that we're using for bait. We're pretty much eating our bait that you were using to catch stripers with not too long ago. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, little catch and cook on our bait fish. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you outdoors.
And I'll see you outdoors.